In the dusty lanes of an ancient village, a young boy named Ramu ran home with a bruised knee, his wooden toy broken in his hand. He had been bullied again. Earlier that week, his kite got tangled in the thorn bushes. And just last month, he lost his father's only cow while grazing. It wandered off into the forest. Every time something went wrong, his friends and villagers whispered, "Bad luck follows this boy." Even Ramu started believing it. That evening, sitting by the fire, Ramu looked at his grandfather with tearful eyes. "Why is life so unfair to me? I try, but everything goes wrong." The old man stirred the fire, then said softly, "Come with me tomorrow. I want to show you something." The next morning, they walked deep into the forest. After a long walk, they stopped near a dry riverbed. The grandfather pointed to two things: a wilted plant lying dead in the dust, and just beyond it, a crooked tree growing through the cracks of a huge boulder. "That plant," he said, "had perfect conditions once: rain, shade, and soft soil. But when a small drought came, it couldn't survive." "And that tree?" Ramu asked. "That one? It had to fight its way through stone, survive storms with no shelter. Every scar on its bark is a story of survival. That's why it's still standing." Ramu's eyes widened, but his grandfather wasn't done. On their way back to village, they heard a faint bleeding sound. A baby goat had fallen into a muddy pit. Villagers had passed by earlier, afraid to step in and help. Without hesitation, Ramu tied a vine around his waist and climbed down. His hands trembled, feet slipped, but he gently lifted the goat out. He emerged, soaked and dirty, but holding the frightened animal close. When they reached the village, people who once doubted him clapped and called him brave. His grandfather smiled and said, "Storms didn't break you, Ramu. They revealed your strength." As Ramu sat near the village pond, cleaning his hands, the grandfather sat beside him. "Ramu," he said softly, "do you know about the lotus flower?" Ramu looked up, still catching his breath. His grandfather smiled, eyes on the pond. "The lotus is one of the most beautiful flowers in the world, but it grows in the dirtiest of waters, not in a clean pond, not in a crystal-clear lake, but in still, muddy water, the kind that most plants wouldn't survive in. Every day, that flower pushes through the muck, the darkness, and the filth, and blooms with grace above it all. And you know what? The mud never touches its petals. It stays untouched, unbothered, undefeated." Then he gently placed his hand on Ramu's shoulder and said, "So when people laugh, or when failure surrounds you like mud, don't be ashamed of where you are. You're not meant to stay in the dirt. You're meant to rise above it, like the lotus. Life won't always give you clear skies. Sometimes it gives you storms, mud, and fear. But it's in those moments your true strength grows." Ramu's eyes widened, not in surprise, but in understanding. He stood up, brushing the dust off his robe, and whispered, "I will rise, even if the world expects me to sink." And from that day, something shifted. He still made mistakes, but he stopped hiding from them. He kept learning, kept trying, and slowly the same people who once mocked him began to admire him. Not because he became perfect, but because he became resilient. Life will throw stones, but your spirit must rise through them. The world may doubt you. Sometimes you may doubt you. But every fall, every pain, is secretly building the roots of resilience. Strength isn't built in comfort, it's shaped through struggle. If you've ever felt like giving up, comment below, "I will rise stronger." Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind you of your true strength.